Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to Wizdom Dropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tanya, and today we are talking about Jupiter in Capricorn, and we are talking about it. It's going to be fun and intense and kind of a mind twist if you're not used to thinking about Jupiter in the terms that we're about to discuss today. But before I continue, be sure to subscribe because I do put out content like this on the daily, and it's 9 times out of 10 astrologically related, but sometimes we just go deep on some issues that need to go deep on. You know what I'm saying? So let's move forward into the topic of the day. Jupiter in Capricorn by transit right now. Okay, this is like mid 2020 when I'm filming this. Jupiter will eventually move clear out of Capricorn, and that's going to be more like that 2021 time frame. But Jupiter right now is in this mega conjunction you've been hearing about with Pluto and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. But before we get to that, which will probably just be its own video, we're just going to talk about the fact that Jupiter is in Capricorn. So we're building up our knowledge bank. We are doing a cumulative style. So again, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because the content just keeps coming. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. As I said, Jupiter in Capricorn, you know, this is amplifying anything Jupiter, as you know, if you saw in my previous video that I just posted, Jupiter amplifies anything it touches. It's a benefic, so it brings joyful, positive, subjectively positive experiences for us, right? Which is great, fine and dandy, awesome. But when he's in Capricorn, it's like ruh-roh, because he's actually amplifying Saturnian qualities, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, okay? And you know, Capricorn is associated with the goat and a lot of different things, and the unicorn, okay, and this amazing sea earth creature that could just go back and forth between land and sea. And so, you know, Capricorn has its own magic, and you know, Capricorn has its own good qualities, but not all of Capricorn is good. Capricorns can be on a low vibration the most evil, cruel, detached people that you can imagine, you know, along with low vibe Scorpios. And I have both of those energies not only present but prominent in my chart. Everybody has those energies present, whether it's some of your main placements or not. So there's a high and low vibration to everything. But I say that because I understand these energies through people around me and through them and myself. And the high end of these is high, but the low end of these is very low. So when we talk about the low end of Capricorn and Jupiter's transit through there, we're talking about cruelty, we're talking about enslavement. If you can hear the music, this person is totally rocking out to, apologies, but it's funny. Anyway, moving on, you know, when you have Jupiter in Capricorn, it's amplifying enslavement because Saturn rules enslavement. It's amplifying the cruelties of the world and the systems and the structures and the governments and the larger hierarchies and the hierarchical structures that keep us enslaved at a societal level. So Jupiter is amplifying all of that, but he's the great benefic, and he is the great bringer of knowledge and the bringer of joy and the bringer of truth. Jupiter is also very much so associated with this notion of truth, what is true and what is not true, okay? So when you see Jupiter transiting Capricorn, we are seeing what is true about these systems and what is false, what is not true about these systems that are currently imposing and have been for a long period of time imposing upon our societal awakening and well-being, okay? So there's that. So Jupiter is amplifying all of that, and it's doing it for a reason from, you know, my perspective and from many other astrologers' perspectives and spiritualist perspectives. We all have this notion that we understand that, you know, everything happens for a reason, and the reason that Jupiter is transiting through Capricorn, you know, yeah, it's part of a cycle and it goes around the signs. It's not a big deal. It's always moving, you know, it's not a slow moving planet, you know, it goes through 12 signs in a fairly short amount of time. But the point of Capricorn is that it wants to bring up the flaws for us to look at, and that's part of that larger mega conjunction I was talking about. So subscribe for the next vid, because I'll be talking about that. And you know, it's also bringing forward the joyful aspects that we might possess within Capricornian things. Not all of Capricorn is bad. You know what I'm saying? Capricorn is a hard-working energy. Capricorn is earth-oriented, okay? Capricorn is building-oriented. But when these notions of earth, when these notions of solitude and building become distorted, and when they become in service to that which is not the light, which Saturn is inherently apart from the light, as its opposing sign Capricorn is associated with the moon, which is a reflection of light, right? So it's both the Saturn ancient rulership signs of Capricorn and Aquarius are in opposition to the two signs ruled by the luminaries, the moon and the sun. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, Leo and Cancer. But point being, when you fall away from that light and you turn building south, so to speak, and you turn earth south, so to speak, and you turn solitude south, so to speak, then you end up with notions like enslavement of people and animals, enslavement and detachment and otherization of that which is darker. Literally, Saturn rules that. So people who are dark-skinned are ruled by Saturn, by a more mundane level of astrology, okay? So when you see these low vibrations and distortion amplified by Jupiter's presence, it brings us to a point in which we choose to either move forward or move away from. And that's where I'm going to end this video before we get into the conjunction of the mega conjunction that's been happening and by a wider orb for a long time. And by long time, I mean like a month or so, you know, a couple months. We've been under this influence. But, you know, I'm not going to get into it here. I'm going to go into it in the next vid. So subscribe, like, comment, support, do all the cool stuff, and thank you for it. And with that said, my friend, if you want a reading from me, it's wisdomdropsallz's@gmail.com. I will let you know my rates and specials, all that jazz. Okay, all that jazz. Yeah. And with that said, my friend, until next time and through next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.